That's why when people over here in the United States start talking about how oppressed they are and all this kind of foolishness, I'm like, man, if you don't miss me with all that, you don't know, y'all don't know what oppression is. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all don't know oppression. If you are born here in the United States of America, you literally hit the birthplace lottery. Straight up. You hit the lottery. We are the top 1% when it comes to countries in this world. And people don't like hearing that sometimes because it messes with whatever narrative they're trying to push. But it's the truth. There are people all over the world who would trade places with you in a heartbeat. They wouldn't think twice about it. They wouldn't have to sit around and debate it. They would be gone tomorrow if they had the opportunity, especially women in a lot of these Muslim nations where the laws and the culture are completely different when it comes to freedom, autonomy, and rights. And every single one of them would trade places with a woman here in the United States in a heartbeat. No hesitation, no second guessing. Yet somehow you still have women over here in the United States, especially a lot of liberal women constantly talking about how they are oppressed, how the system is against them, and how America is this terrible place to live. And I'm just sitting here like, what are we even talking about right now? Compared to the rest of the world, you are living in one of the most free, prosperous, opportunity filled countries that has ever existed in human history. And that's just a fact. That doesn't mean everything is perfect. That doesn't mean there aren't problems. Every country has problems. But the idea that people here are experiencing the same level of oppression as people living in authoritarian regimes is just completely detached from reality. And the other thing people have to understand is this: when you are the world's superpower, when you are the number one country economically, militarily, and politically, that comes with responsibility. Whether people want to accept that or not, that's just the reality. It's no different than how people here talk about wealth inside our own country. Democrats always talk about the top 1%, the billionaires, right? The wealthiest people in America have a responsibility to help those who are less fortunate. They say the wealthy should pay their fair share so the government can fund social services, childcare programs, healthcare programs, food assistance, all these different things designed to help people who are struggling. That's the argument they make all the time. But when you apply that same logic on a global level, when you start talking about America being in the top 1% of nations in the world, suddenly people don't want to see it that same way anymore. They don't want to see it the same way. Suddenly the idea that the United States has a responsibility to stand up against oppressive regimes, defend freedom, and support people fighting for their rights around the world becomes controversial. But the reality is, when you are in that position, that America is in, leadership comes with the territory. Influence comes with the territory. Responsibility comes with